I feel like shit.
Monday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days.
It's just one of those
happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle on.
It's just one of those days where you don't wanna wake up. Everything is everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you wanna justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact, and if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet,
Just knock it off, you scum bucket.
it's just one of those days. It's just one of those.
Happy days.
It's just one of those.
Happy days.
It's just one of those days.
The weekend comes, my cycle runs. Ready to make stays.
It's just one of those days, feeling like a freight train. First one to complain, leaves with the blood stain. Damn right, I'm a maniac. You better shoot, cause I'm fucking up your program. And if you're stuck up, you just locked up. Next in line to get fucked up. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just,
I'm losing my cool.
it's all about it.
Happy days.
It's just one of those,
Happy days.
it's just one of those days.
The weekend comes, my cycle runs. Ready to make stays.
Feel like shit. My suggestion is to keep your distance. Right now I'm dangerous. Right now I'm dangerous.
Something's happening to the bonds.
My day keeps going this way and this way.
I'm gonna pop you one so you'll stop playing games.
Give me something great. Give me something great. I hope you know I pack a chainsaw. A chainsaw. A motherfucking chainsaw.
What?
So come and get it.
What we got here is a case of mistaken identity, you know? See, now this here,
Not Robert.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chief Moody, and welcome to episode 13 of the Mood of the Nation podcast. Thank you all very much for being here this fine Sunday evening. It's pretty warm today. I think it's about 22 or 23 degrees up here in Scotland, but hey ho, it's still really good weather we've been having lately. Yesterday was absolutely a scorcher. I think the highest was about 27 or 28 degrees, something like that, but still relatively decent weather we had yesterday. Hopefully it will be the same, maybe even warmer this coming week from Monday and onwards. But you never know, you know, it might change weather, but maybe it might be exact same or maybe bad or worse. Who knows? You just need to wait and see, really. So let me have a look and see who's in the chat. Again, familiar faces as per usual, which is great to see. Jojo Gizmo, hello, how you doing? Evening all. I'm watching the Tour de France, so we'll be late joining the stream. That's fair enough. I mean, I wouldn't want to watch anything to do with France or anything like that because I don't speak surrender. But that's just me, of course. So, but no, that's totally fine. You watch to the Tour de France, and when you're finished, just come back, and then we'll see from there. Of course, Mood of the Nation will be 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. as per normal. So again, if you're finished with that, just come back anytime, my friend. You can always do that. English weather. I don't think I've seen you before, but if you're new here, thank you very much for being here. Please hit that subscribe button and give the stream a like. It would be very beneficial. I really would appreciate that. Gamma Sandwich, as per usual, thank you for being here, sir. Scott's Armour, hello, how you doing? Even Moody and chat, even to you too, Scott's Armour. Folks, I believe Scott's Armour will be having a live stream later on this fine evening at 9:30 with a couple of other content creators. So if you haven't subscribed to him already, please check him out, Scott's Armour. He'll be live tonight at 9:30, and of course, see from there to check out his content. Let me see who else. Rory Herbert, hello, how you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. What Tyler1381, thank you for watching the stream as always. Rob D, hello, how you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. Aye, welcome back to the stream as always. Sparky1690, thank you very much for watching the stream, really appreciate that. Tony Smith, good evening to you too. Chief Moody good evening, Chief Moody in chat. This weather is too hot, I can't breathe. Yeah, because even before the stream started, I went to the shop just to get a couple of things like juice and cigarettes and whatnot. I know the cigarettes is a very bad habit, but bear with me here. just walking along back and forth, and it wasn't until I was walking back home I just realized it's pretty warm out here. Actually, it's starting to sweat a little bit, but what can you do? It's a summer weather, so you can't really beat it. So, but again, thank you very much for being here, Tony Smith. Really appreciate that. Phil, how you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. Ragnar71, thank you for watching the stream as well. Dr. Jimmy, thank you for watching the stream as well. Really appreciate that. Aunt Sally, hello, how you doing? Thank you for watching the stream as always. Really appreciate that. Ragnar71 already. UELO, thank you for watching the stream. Really appreciate that. Wait a minute, good evening, Moods. So that could be like a nickname for Chief Moody watchers or subscribers or even fans, if you will. Moods. Pretty decent nickname. I guess if you want to call it that, that would be pretty good. So thank you very much for that. Harmony Krieg, thank you for watching the stream. Way too warm, I can't stand it. Yeah, I know what you mean. Even yesterday was pretty bad in terms of the heat wave we had. It's absolutely roasting yesterday. But if you're new here, what it looks like you are, thank you for watching the stream. Please subscribe to the channel and give this stream a like. Really would appreciate that. Just want to see who else is there. Oh, Mucktuck, oi to you too. Thank you for watching the stream as always. I really appreciate that. Let me see. It's way too hot here in Northern Ireland. Our pal, hello, how you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. Let me see. I think that's about it. So that's really good. Excellent. So, thank you very much for being here. Hopefully more people... Oh, very kind of you, Chief Mooney. Much appreciated. No worries, Scott Sarmer. It's a good thing to get yourself out there, especially like other content creators on our side to be out there. More up and coming content creators to be out there. So no worries, Scott Sarmer. It's my pleasure to promote your content for during the stream. JD Solway, thank you for watching the stream as always. And I do see here there's 41 people watching already, which is really good. Hopefully more people will be coming along. You never know. So we'll just need to wait and see that throughout the episode. So anyway, today's episode is going to be really interesting because I know you all seen the thumbnail for episode 13. It's an image from the recent emoji updates regarding to male pregnancy. The fact that that's now being used as an emoji icon speaks major volumes to me in terms of promoting this type of degeneracy down our throats. But tonight, in terms of the first topic at hand, I think it's important to talk about a news article, a specific news article that came out earlier on today. Well, technically last night, but that was during the morning, of course, and whatnot. So let me just go ahead and see if I can bring up the link to the website, and then I'll also bring up an image just to kind of set the tone for what we're going to talk about. Because of course, I'm pretty sure you've all may have seen or even read this already, which I don't blame you because it's a pretty, I want to say a ridiculous article, but we'll see from there. Let me see here. Remember to like, lovely people, and smash the like button, troops. If you haven't, not please already do so. That's absolutely true. Thank you very much for that, guys. Geezer Bride already there. Carlos Saxon. Let me see. I'll just share the screen. I would also share audio just in case. So let me see. Not that one. This one. Perfect. So let me just bring up Rory Herbert, Sunday Mirror. Well, let me just bring this up real quick. The image. Summer camp for racists. Sunday Mirror investigates. Banners of bile displayed at a far-right get-together. Members of Patriot group posted abuse after Euros final. So, of course, this is indeed from the Sunday Mirror. This came out earlier today. And, of course, it's all to do with the Patriotic Alternative. More specifically, their recent summer camping they had last week, if I'm not mistaken. But it's ultimately all to do with that, of course. So, since I've brought that up, let me also see Sunday Liar, and indeed, Rob D. Let me see if I can get the article up here. Oh, one sec. Sorry I'm late. No worries, Baldy Alfar. I really appreciate you being here, as always. Thank you very much for being here. Mirror, never mind. It's alright, Harmony Creek. They're all pretty much the same anyway, leftist filth regarding to that. Where is the evidence any PA member posted abuse? Well, we'll get to that, Gamma Sandwich. We'll definitely get to that. We're going to have a look through the article together, of course, also through my perspective on this. And we're definitely going to have a look at this and see what this is all about regarding to the topic at hand. So, from the Sunday Mirror, of course, a group with neo-Nazi members held family at summer camp before some abused footballers. Sunday Mirror investigates exclusive. Members of the Patriotic Alternative took to social media to post vile racist abuse just after our get-together with kids took place in the Peak District. And now the article itself is by Amy Sharp. Now, I have heard bits and pieces of Amy Sharp, and she seemed to talk about Patriotic Alternative quite a lot, in fact. Now, I don't know if maybe this is the same journalist, quote-unquote, regarding to the previous articles at hand. Maybe it is, I'm not entirely too sure, but I'm sure the chat may also back me up on that in terms of Amy Sharp or any other journalist who talked about PA in the past. So let me have a look here and see. So just, of course, bit by bit here with the article. A group with neo-Nazi members waved racist banners at a family summer camp hours before some of its members posted vile abuse about English black football stars. Signs emblazoned. Here we go. I've been not talking tonight for some odd reason. Emblazoned, whatever you want. I've never really heard of that word before. But anyway, with the words, "We will not be replaced" and "White Lives Matter" were proudly displayed by members of Patriotic Alternative in the Peak District last weekend. Shockingly, children were taken along and had a water bomb fight and played football and hide and seek at the hate-fueled event. Now, let's just kind of stop right there for a minute and look over this paragraph right here. The whole water bomb. Now, growing up as a kid, I've been through water balloon fights in the past, and I'm pretty sure you in the chat have also done that yourselves, whether you were kids in the past or whether if you have kids or grandkids, they had water balloon fights, here and there, especially, of course, during the summer because of how hot it is. I just find it really interesting that they call it a water bomb fight and not a water balloon fight, because throughout my time, I've never once heard anybody, for that matter, who called a water balloon fight a water bomb fight. Never once in my life. So it's really interesting why they would call it a water bomb fight. It's almost like as if they're trying to portray PA as like some kind of terrorist organization, which of course they're not. But we'll definitely cover that in this case throughout this article. And of course that this whole idea that it's a hate-fueled event, which is, of course, is absolutely ridiculous. I wasn't at this camp myself. I really wish I was there during that weekend, but I would imagine everyone being there were never hateful whatsoever. It's literally a group of people coming together and community building and all of that. And of course, it's a very beautiful way of having fellow patriots like themselves and to all get together as a group of people and just sharing their thoughts and opinions and basically spending time with each other as a community, which of course is a very beautiful thing. Now, this whole idea that it's a hate-fueled event, I'm guessing that Amy Sharp or anyone from the Sunday Mirror would think all of PA would get together and just spew such hate-filled rants about minorities or immigrants or anything like that at all, especially when they're playing football or hide and seek or water bomb fights, if you will. Patently ridiculous, absolutely absurd. Like for my time with these types of groups, especially with PA Scotland, never hate-fueled whatsoever. It's a group of people, just similar opinions, similar viewpoints, getting together and believing the idea that us white people have a right to exist and a right of self-determination. And of course, when this article here is saying how PA proudly displays words like "we will not be replaced" and "White Lives Matter," which I would like to ask the Sunday Mirror or even Amy Sharp to be exact, what exactly is wrong with that? What exactly is wrong with Indigenous people of these islands like ourselves, members of Patriotic Alternative, coming together and say we will not be replaced and white lives do in fact matter? What exactly is wrong with that? I may ask. I'm curious to know what exactly is wrong with that, because to me, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's clearly nothing wrong with that. If Black lives matter, if Asian lives matter, if brown lives matter, or so on and so forth, then white lives matter, obviously. These islands belong to the indigenous people of Britain, whether it's Scotland for the or Scotland for the Scottish, England for the English, Wales for the Welsh, and Ireland for the Irish, so on and so forth. Of course, these islands belong to the indigenous people of those islands. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with saying that, nothing wrong with bringing that up whatsoever. Anyway, I'm just continuing on from there. Just hours later, some PA supporters took to social media platform Telegram to spew racist abuse at Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, and Saka, whose penalties were either missed or saved in the Euros final. And of course, what do you think about this story? Have your say in the comments section down below. There's always, of course, a comment section down below regarding to these articles. Patriotic Alternative supporters visited the Peak District in Derbyshire for yearly and national camp. Far-right watchdog Hope Not Hate, of course, they would show up, of course, no surprise there, said PA preaches an ideology that leads to violence. Well, where's there evidence with that? Where's there evidence that PA preaches an ideology that leads to violence? I've never heard anyone from PA Scotland or anyone from any other branches for that matter spoke wanting to promote violence towards a group of people or anything like that. Never once have I ever heard anything like that. So this point right here, that Hope Not Hate claims that PA preaches an ideology that leads to violence, total bullshit, complete utter BS. In this case, there's never any shred of evidence from social media platforms or us members meeting up in person. Never once has anyone from PA ever expressed any wanting to encourage violence towards a group of people or anything like that. Total bullshit. Researcher Joe Millhill explained Patriotic Alternative preaches this gospel that white people are under attack and being replaced. Well, we're not wrong in saying that. I mean, there is clearly plethora of evidence to back up the claim that there's clearly an anti-white agenda going on within our mainstream media, our education system, so on and so forth. So this whole idea that Joe Millhill, I keep saying Millhill, it's Millhill, sorry, thinks it's a ridiculous idea that that we think white people are being replaced and under attack. Well, once again, Joe, we're not wrong in saying that. There's clearly plethora of evidence to back up those claims. I mean, especially you can go on to the Patriotic Alternative website to look at our manifesto and even look through other articles, especially seeing the memorial page of all the list of people who have died under multiculturalism, white people who have died under multiculturalism, I should say. So clearly there's evidence to back up those claims that yes, white people are being replaced and yes, white people are under attack. Hell, just look at countries like South Africa, for instance. That should give you a clear sign regarding to that idea. And I believe this is a quote from Joe himself. He says, some people listen to that message and say, I need to go on a march or do a banner drop. Others hear it and say, we need to get active. It means engaging in hate speech. Of course, we're spreading hate speech, folks. But PA's deputy leader Laura Towler claimed the group is a family-focused organisation, which obviously it clearly is, especially kids and families being there, regarding to the recent summer camp, or not even just the recent summer camp, but is literally overall a family-focused organisation, which it clearly is, that gives young nationalists a positive direction in life, which that's absolutely true. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, because let's put it this way, folks, right? I'm pretty sure you guys in the chat know this already, but for those that don't know, young people today in Britain, especially if they're white, are completely lost, right? They're growing up in a system where they need to feel guilty about themselves. They need to be accounted for the sins of what their ancestors did in the past, especially towards black people when it came to slavery. So, and of course, when they're being taught that they are scum of the earth people, especially if they're white, when they're being taught that kind of stuff, they're completely lost. Especially for those that don't believe in the kind of BS. Of course, they can't outright say it because they don't want to be ostracized out of society. So, of course, Patriotic Alternative is the alternative. It's the idea of, hey, if you think this whole multiculturalism, this wokeness, all the stuff that's going on just now, there's something more sinister at foot, and there's something that doesn't feel or seem right at all, then come and join PA. We are the definition of the alternative behind that. And we will definitely give you a positive direction in life. And honestly, PA does do that. I've seen a lot of younger folk coming into PA and definitely have a more positive outlook in life after joining PA. So definitely we are doing some good things for everybody regarding to a Patriotic Alternative. So if you haven't joined PA already, you definitely should do so. It's definitely the alternative to any other patriotic political group we're seeing today, like Britain First, so on and so forth, of course. Just continuing on there. The open critic of the Black Lives Matter movement also insisted there is no such thing as hate speech. Look, hate speech is free speech, and of course hate speech is just this, is a ridiculous idea to try and censor those for speaking dissident opinions, or dissident right opinions in this case. It's a way of trying to silence people. Oh, you can't say that. That's hate speech. It's just a way of controlling people, as we all already know. But after England's defeat on Sunday, she shared a post saying diversity quite literally lost them the cup, which obviously she's not wrong there. I mean, when it comes to the England versus Italy game, diversity, because of the three penalty shootouts from the English team, they completely missed. I mean, obviously diversity completely lost the game, so go figure. So she's not wrong on that fact, of course. Other PA supporters also vented their views online after Italy won the match. One with the pseudonym at Ayatollah posted a racial slur. Oh, that Ayatollah, how dare he say such awful hate speech, how dare he. Another called Charlie Big Potatoes shared vile racist imagery about 19-year-old midfielder Saka. Well, these two Ayatollah and Charlie Big Potatoes, I mean, how dare they spread hate speech towards these English English quote-unquote footballers, despite the fact they probably get paid a huge sum of money because they're part of the English football team, and of course participating in the Euro 2020. I mean, I'm sure they'll never recover from these images or words being thrown at them. I mean, how dare Ayatollah and the Charlie Big Potatoes in doing this? How dare they? So again, you could just showcase just how absolutely ridiculous this is. Oh, but here's this part, right? Check this out. And again, I know you guys have seen this article already, but definitely check this out for this part. People at the Derbyshire summer camp cooked over fire pits, played games and sang songs around the campfire, according to PA's blog. The group is led by Mark Collett, age 40, a Holocaust denier and former chairman of the British National Party. Just ram that in of trying to portray Mark Collett as a quote unquote a literal Nazi, or so to speak. In fact, they even include this part here. In Channel 4 documentary Young, Nazi and Proud, which is a documentary that's almost 20 years old by next year, but that's beside the point, he said he admired Adolf Hitler and described AIDS as a friendly disease because blacks, drug users and gays have it. A proud fan of National Socialism, he published a book in 2017 describing the alleged extermination of 6 million Jews. Oh, well, that Mark Collett, he sounds like a literal Nazi. Like, how dare he? Never mind the fact that the points he made. Well, let's look at the points he made during that documentary. Like I said, the documentary is almost 20 years old at this point. Now, Mark, from watching the documentary, of course, was much younger back in that time, especially being a part. I think he was a media person for the BNP. I'm not entirely too sure, but obviously he was much younger back then. He's a much, I don't want to sound condescending, but he's much older now. He's much more wiser. He's gained a lot of experience, especially during that documentary. Again, this just kind of comes off as a we're not trying to make PA look bad, but here's Mark Collette, and here's what he did in the past. Like, can you believe that someone like Mark Collette would be the leader of Patriotic Alternative? In fact, there's even something here that kind of, which I know this may come into play in the article later on, but there's an image here of MI5 boss Ken McCallum revealed children as young as 13 are being investigated for right-wing terrorism, which I know that's going to be brought up again during the article, but what does that have to do with PA or the summer camp event in general? Well, we all know why they're trying to bring this up, because they're trying to make it out as if like PA is this terrorist organization, which of course it clearly isn't. All right, PA is an organization that gets a bunch of people from all across Britain getting together and saying, we believe we have a right to exist, we have a right of self-determination, and we would like Britain or the indigenous people of Britain to be the majority of Britain. That's it. That's literally all we want. Never advocate for violence towards anyone in particular or any groups of people for that matter. Never have, and we never will do that. So this whole thing right here, bringing up MI5 boss Ken McCallum, is just a way of trying to portray PA as a terrorist organization, but not really portraying them as a terrorist organization kind of thing. It's basically them saying, we aren't saying PA are a terrorist organization, but we will include a story of a 13-year-old MI5 gaslit into Fed posting a bit of too much when Fed posting a bit too much when talking about Mark Collette. That sort of idea. It's like I said, it's like portraying them as a terrorist group, but not really portraying them as a terrorist group. I guess to try to do that, for sneakily put that in there for legal purposes kind of thing. But it's a very shady thing for them to do that for this part here. Which again, I know I sound like repeating myself here, which I do apologize for that. But this part here with the Ken McCallum stuff, it will be brought up again throughout this article, which of course I'll read out in just a short second. Where was I? Oh, this part here, yeah. Investigative group Red Flare says the summer camps give Collette a chance to groom his young followers and give people who are racist online somewhere in the real world where they can spout their bile. So, Red Flare, from what I know, is a left-wing organization type of thing, if I remember correctly. Hold on, let me just quickly see. Because, of course, they do have a Twitter account. So let me have a look at that real quick. Again, just to give you guys a bigger context of this, of course. Let me see here. And let me just check that here. So, Red Flare. I believe this is the page here. Independent collective using open source and investigative methods to expose and oppose the far right in Britain. The fact that they're calling themselves a independent collective, which I doubt that for a second, I would probably imagine that they're part of an even bigger group, or someone's pulling the strings, if you will, that sort of idea. In fact, they're the type of collective that posts something like this. Do you have information about the far right in Britain? Get in touch with this email and with this number. So, yep, it's right there if you want to contact them, I guess. Hold on, sorry, was there something? Yeah, we will continue to expose the links between PA and National Action, I'm assuming it is. Of course, no surprise there. Which PA are keen to deny. If you have information you think we might be interested in, and contact us in restrict code. I'm assuming this is all to do with their whole claims of Sam as a former member of National Action, which of course Sam was never a member of NA or National Action or anything like that at all. That's all smear pieces, basically. It's a way of trying to make out PA is this much greater threat than they are, which we're not, definitely, in this case. Sam was never a member of National Action or any of these more far-right groups in the past. I think this was, correct me if I'm wrong in saying this, but I think this was all came from the fact that Sam went to a protest all to do with like the grooming gang scandal, if I'm correct in saying that. And that was it. He wasn't part of any group. He wasn't affiliated with any group at the time. It was just a bunch of people getting together because what they saw with the grooming gang scandal was horrible, and they wanted to call it out for what it is. And Sam was part of that protest, of course. Like I said, not part of any of these groups in the past. You know, he's only affiliated with Patriotic Alternative in this case. So there's no any connection to PA or NA or anything like that at all for this case. Again, it's just slanderous claims at this point. Where was I after that? As we looked at Red Flare. Patriotic Alternative supporters took to social media platform Telegram to spew racist abuse at Marcus Rashford. I've never seen anything like that. So again, I don't understand where this whole idea is coming from here. So again, it's just spewing absolute BS. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. I just had to take a quick drink from water because, of course, so it can be quite much when talking a lot, especially with these types of articles. Oh, speaking of which, hold on. There's Laura Tyler herself. Hello, Laura. Thank you for watching the stream. I really appreciate that. Let me see here. I do see there is 57 people watching, so that's really good. UELO. Yon. It's always the same scripted narrative from the clowns. Well, it is, yeah. It's basically the same song and dance we've been seeing from time and time again from these articles here with that. So let me see here. 1 second. If I can just go back just now. Yeah, here we go. So just continuing on with the article here just now. The Sunday Mirror previously exposed PA's hateful and poisonous lesson plans for parents homeschooling during COVID. Its alternative curriculum includes racist songs and tells parents to teach kids that African chiefs were responsible for slavery. Well, again, it's not entirely wrong. I mean, blacks, some blacks did sold their own people to slavery, during that time. But oh no, you can't say that because that goes against the narrative. You can't say that. Of course, it's always been white people who enslaved the blacks in the past. White people have never been slaves. What are you, high? That sort of idea. But MI5, oh yeah, here's something that I brought up earlier on during this article. MI5 boss Ken McCallum this week revealed children as young as 13 are being investigated for right-wing terrorism. Of course, we already went over that already. He described the threat as an almost cult-like phenomenon that is fueled by online extremist echo chambers. See, I've noticed that as well recently. Like some people are kind of calling PA as like some kind of cult type of group that every member almost has the same like talking points and everyone agrees with everything regarding to that. Again, hence like a cult. Again, only just for talking about my experiences with PA Scotland, I've never experienced that. We have our conversations here and there, and guess what? Some members of PA Scotland, whether it's during the hikes we have with each other, or even just getting together with barbecues and whatnot, we have some agreements and some disagreements here and there, because again, many of us, regardless of who we are, have our own opinions, regardless of any topic whatsoever. So this whole entire idea that PA is like a cult, again, total BS. I don't buy that for a second whatsoever. So it's not like something you would see from like the Wicker Man or anything like that. That's just again like patently ridiculous. So yeah, PA is definitely not a cult whatsoever. So let me see here. Oops, I don't know why it keeps doing that for some reason with the mouse. But anyway, PA supporters hurled racist abuse at Saka on social media. Again, I've never seen any evidence on my behalf whatsoever. There is no suggestion PA members are terrorists. Well, there you go. There's definitely no link to that whatsoever. England's Tyrone Mings this week accused Home Secretary Priti Patel of stoking the fires of racism. He pointed to her refusal to condemn fans who booed the England team for taking the knee and her labelling the team's actions gesture politics. Now, of course, just real quick for this part here, I'm not a fan of Priti Patel myself, but for this point here, calling taking the knee as gesture politics, well, she's not wrong on that fact. I mean, taking the knee there's clearly a political bent when it comes to taking the knee for Black Lives Matter, or even just black people in general. There's clearly a political bent behind that. So that whole point about Priti Patel saying it's a gesture of politics, again, not a fan for myself, but she's not wrong in saying that. So, PA definitely objects to taking the knee. Of course we are. In one blog post, it describes the action as demeaning to white players, which obviously it is, because it's basically, most of the people you see taking the knee for BLM are white people. It's clearly demeaning towards the white players, or even white people in general. It's basically a political way of saying white people have submitted to the blacks. You know, us black people are going to take over whether you like it or not. Well, obviously we reject that notion of the black people or any of these minorities taking over. These islands, mainly here in Britain, these islands belong to the indigenous people of these islands, whether these lefties, you know, minorities or whatnot, like it or not in this case. So, oh, sorry, excuse me. I think we're almost done with the article itself. Hope Not Hates Matthew McGregor urged the government to act. Here we go. More hate speech legislations along the way, I guess. He said, opposing racism in society is a means to stemming the fascist threat. The government must step up on this. The lack of a coherent strategy for opposing the far right has consequences. PA claimed 150 supporters had gathered at last weekend's summer camp. Joe Millhall believes the number was closer to 80 and that the group is more fractured than it is letting on. I wonder why they would make that claim. I guess this is the claim here. He said it's going through a bit of a crisis at the moment. There's a bit internal split and key figures are leaving. I see. So basically, because of a couple of people have left PA recently, that must means that PA is crumbling. You know, don't worry, folks. Everything's calm. Patriotic Alternative is crumbling because only a couple of people have left recently. Look, Patriotic Alternative, if I'm correct in saying, first started back in 2019. You know, and I believe the membership has been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Yes, there have been people join the party but then leave for whatever reason, but that doesn't mean that PA is crumbling. PA is getting stronger and stronger by the day. Yes, people come and go, but that happens with any political group that we know of. So this whole entire idea that certain members have left PA, that must mean that that PA is gonna crumble down to the ground, and that's gonna be the end of PA as we know it. Like, no, like, again, people have come and go. Patriotic Alternative has kept going, even when those members have left. You know, it's not going to change for that matter. PA is still going to continue on as per normal, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger for over time, of course. There are questions being asked about the leadership of Colette. Quite a lot of the movement is made up of old BNP people, and they all hate Colette. But he warned PA has grown since launching in 2019 into a national organisation for a white supremacist organisation which includes neo-Nazis. Any number is too worrying. See, what I've also noticed with this article, because I've also had a quick read of this earlier on, just to get an idea, there seems to be a lot of conflicting sentences throughout this entire article. It's like, PA is not a terrorist organisation, but here's us mentioning about Ken McCallum and how he's part of MI5 and how he makes a claim that, you know, people as young as 13 years old are fed posting very right-wing extremism online, despite the fact that has nothing to do with PA whatsoever. But oh well. And there's even from reading a couple of sentences just before, it just kind of comes off as like PA is fractured but has grown substantially since 2019. So it's like, well, which is it? Is it crumbling or is it growing? Like, it just kind of comes off to me as like there's a lot of contradictions throughout this entire article, which is just ridiculous. So, let me just continue on from the. Oh no, is that it? Yeah, that's pretty much it with the article. So yeah, overall, just again by the numbers type of article. No any differences whatsoever. Wow, there's 70 people watching. That's really good. Yeah, it's it's the same song and dance we've been seeing all over from time to time, especially with the previous articles in the past. It's no any different from there. I absolutely love, of course, they always do this with these previous articles where they talk about Mark Collette and his history with the BNP, his appearance in the documentary from Channel 4, 20 years ago. But the one thing I was actually really surprised of, in fact, I'm shocked that they never brought this in within the article, and I'm pretty sure you all know what I'm going to be talking about. It's the image they always have in these articles of Mark Collette with his partner at the time, who has the swastika on her left boob, I think it is. Basically trying to hone in the fact that, Mark Collette is a confirmed Nazi. Look at his partner. She's got a Nazi swastika on her boob. I'm actually shocked that they never brought that photograph into the article. So just to really hone in the. Just to really hone in the fact that Mark Collette is a literal Nazi, that ridiculous BS we hear all the time. Ragnar Ironspear, hold on one sec. Chief Mooney, the lady herself is in the chat, Laura Tyler. Yeah, I did see that, which is good to have her on board within the chat. If you're still watching, Laura, hi. So welcome to the chat for Mood of the Nation. But yeah, just going back onto the topic real quick, just want to also see what's been said regarding to the chat itself. Quite a lot of people have just noticed Laura's comment here. Joe Mulhall clearly can't count. Yeah, I could clearly tell even just reading that article he cannot count for the like of him. There's 150 members, but I believe there's like 80 members that showed up. Blah blah blah. It's like, okay. Rob D, safe. Everything has been weaponized to be safe. Only I will decide what is safe. Yeah. Let me see if I even show Rob D himself again. This whole BLM theme is diluting fast with every passing day. Yeah, everyone's just completely waking up to BLM and the complete utter BS behind that whole movement. I'm actually shocked there's like 73 people watching. That's the most amount of people watch the show. Actually, no, there's more people, around about 80 or 90 people watch when No Chance was on at one time. But sorry, I'm digressing. I'm going back onto the subject matter itself. We'll just finish off what everyone's saying in the chat, and then we'll move on to the next topic here, because I actually cannot believe it's almost 6:45 already. Time flies when you're having fun, folks. Time flies when you're having fun. So. Let's see. Zero obedience. Will the English FA boycott the World Cup due to slavery in Qatar? Sure, the BLM proxy players will be appalled. I don't really see that happen, to be honest with you. I mean, you think that would happen, but we live in a time where all this woke stuff that's happened just now seems to be more focusing on Western countries or European countries. You need to be held accountable for the sins of your past when it comes to colonialism and all of that. But whenever you bring all that same stuff about third world countries or Middle Eastern countries, they're completely silent. Never a peep from those people whenever you bring up Saudi Arabia or Afghanistan or any of those countries for that matter. Jojo Gizmo, 12-year-old kids are actually being set out by the police as far-right extremists. Is that absolutely terrible? Yeah, it does sound terrible. Which again, that whole part of the whole article itself, and I know I've already made this point already, and some people may think, what does it have to do with PA or anything to do with with nationalism or anything like that at all? It's basically trying to make the point of, well, PA are not a terrorist organization, but, that whole kind of argument sort of thing. from Mutt Tuck. I can never get over the fact that there is a real life person out there called Tyrone Mings. It's like a poll meme come to life. It definitely never really thought of it that way, Mutt Tuck. But now that you mention that, it's a good point. So let me see here. Barbecue bigots, yes. Just the absolute absurdity of that alone with the summer camp event. This hate-fueled event of water balloon fights, playing hide and seek, playing football, getting together in a circle, having a fire together, and singing songs. Such a hate-fueled event. Like how dare they? Such a bigoted party these people are. Sorry, folks. I'm laughing at the sheer absurdity of it all. It just gets more and more ridiculous as it goes. They never talk about the white slave trade, do they? No, they never do that, because again, it goes, whenever that gets brought up, it completely destroys their narrative, which is why they never ever talk about that whatsoever. We're the ones that the left call. Sorry, well, let me just read that again. We're the ones that the left, the cult of anti-whiteism. Yeah, well, yeah. Of course, you can make the argument that the left or lefties are like a cult, like Antifa or anything like that at all, especially promoting anti-whiteism or the anti-white agenda. So, from Laura again, they should listen to the PA Film Club. PA Film Club, if they think we all agree on everything. That's actually a very valid point. They should definitely check out PA Film Club, or even the PA Book Club for that matter, because this whole idea of everyone for PA agrees on everything. No, it's like, as Laura said in the chat, definitely check out the PA Film Club, or even the Book Club for that matter, and definitely see that. Not everybody from PA agrees with everything. Just to point that out there, of course. So, let me see here. What's also said? Hold on just one sec. I'm just gonna take a quick drink of my water. Hold on one sec. There we go. Let me see here. Who's seen? Oh, Jacqueline Watt. Hello, how you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. Yeah, that's another thing. Congrats on the pregnancy, Laura. Yeah, actually, I don't know if I may have said this already, but Laura, if you're watching, I don't know if Sam's also watching the stream as well, but congratulations to both of you on your pregnancy, Laura. It's really awesome for that to happen. Again, I'm not too sure if I may have said that already. I might have, but if I haven't, then there you go. Congratulations to both Laura and Sam on the pregnancy. That's really good. I think that's pretty much all up to date. Venus Rising, lies. Yep, it's definitely all lies regarding to that article. So I think that's pretty much all up to date. What's been said in the chat? In fact, Ramble Rattlesnake, Chief Moody, and also hello or howdy, Ramble Rattlesnake. Thank you for watching the stream. What do you think of Hyperborean Reflections? Again, pal, I haven't got a chance to watch it. I know I did say in the previous episode I would check it out this weekend, but I've been really busy this weekend. Again, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll check it out. If not tonight, I'll check it out tomorrow after I finish work. But I definitely have subscribed to the channel, so I'll definitely check it out from there later on. My apologies. I know I've said I was going to check it out, but I'll definitely check it out at some point. So. Jojo Gizmo, extreme far right litter pickers. Yeah, I know the sheer audacity of PA to do not only leafleting but litter picking. Oh, that's such a far right thing to do. In fact, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe, I don't know if it was earlier this year or maybe late last year, but there was something PA. I think it was PA Yorkshire or West Midlands or some PA regional group. I think they did some kind of get together where they helped out the homeless, if I'm not mistaken, which of course is such a heinous thing for PA and members of PA getting together and helping out the homeless. Like, oh, how dare this far right fascist white supremacist group help out the homeless? Oh, that's such bigotry. Oh, it's just it's completely ridiculous that, but how dare they help the homeless? Chief Mooney, thank you. We were both listening. Well, that's good. That's good to hear. Awesome. Thank you very much for watching the stream. Of course. So. Killing Angels, thank you for watching the stream. I think you're new to the channel, which I really appreciate that. Mester, check out Call of Duty Night Tempers Flare a lot on there. Alright, I'll see if I can check it out at some point. Let me see. Goose stepping in the paninis. I don't know if that's pronounced it right. Even the Muslims love it. From GOS85. PL2451, the brothels of Tel Aviv are full of blonde European girls who have had their passports seized and are literally slaves. Jesus. Sounds horrible, that. Anti-hen. Right-wing water bomb squads. I know, right? Even just the sound of that is completely ridiculous. But of course, you get all these news sites like Sunday Mirror, the Daily Record, all these types of like kind of lefty news websites or organizations. They'll try and bring up something like water bombs and try to say it with like a complete. Why it just keeps on doing that. Oh, right, I'm back. Hello, everybody. Am I back? Yeah. I see Aunt Sally in the chat just pressed F. Sabotage by the left. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if it was to do with my V. Hold on a second here. Gone camping? No, I'm back. I don't know. I have no idea what happened. Yeah, killing Hamza at the front door. Possibly Hamza Yusuf. No, it looks like it's fine. I think it was to do with maybe you're back. Yeah, I have no idea what happened there. I think it must have been to do with my VPN connection or something like that. It never usually happens like this. I mean, it might have happened a couple times 2 or 3 episodes ago, but hey, it's I'm back now, so it's totally fine. Jojo Gizmo, has the chief been nuked by Hope Night? Everyone's saying that. Whenever something like this happens, either people are saying, oh, Chief Moody's been nuked by either Hamza Yusuf, Hope Not Hate, or some leftist group. I don't know, but the fact of the matter is, let me just bring this closer with the microphone. There we go. So I don't know what happened there, but that's nothing to worry about whatsoever. I'm back, so don't worry. So, but that's totally fine with that just now. So, back the waterbomb death squad rescued him. Oh dear. Hopefully it will not do that again, but if it does, I'll see if I can get it sorted out. Joel Citizen, hello. Got a split now. Anyway, take care all, and please don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you very much for that, Joel Citizen. You take care for now. Let me see, just real quick on. Yeah, everyone's saying, oh, he went away. Press F in the chat, but now he's back. That's good. Him gone. I love that Hamza at the front door. It's like can't hear you. Yeah, muted me. Yeah. Chief silent. Yep, no sound. No, well, that's totally fine. Not to worry. I'm back now, so that's the main thing. If I was approaching 7 o'clock just now, no guilt, only pride. Thank you for watching the stream. SS Super Soul. That's a good one. But no, that's completely fine. So, what I'm just gonna do, folks, is that because it's now 7 o'clock, I usually do this when it gets to the hour mark. Is that I'm going to have a short break just now. It won't be too long, just only maybe a 5-10 minute break, just so I can have a drink of water, have a quick smoke break, and all of that. And while I'm at it, just again for 5 or 10 minutes, I'll put on a video for you guys to watch. Again, just so that you guys are entertained for 5 or 10 minutes before I get back. So. Let me just share the screen real quick. I really want to know what video to put on, because I pick a video for you guys to watch. Unless, is there anything in particular you guys want to watch for 5 or 10 minutes just before I get back from my short break? Anything at all? No hot knives, mind. That's fine. Let me see. Hold on one second. Just hope even during the break it doesn't happen again with the connection issues or anything like that at all. So, anyway, and I wonder if Camden video. From PA. That's a good point, actually. Scott's armor. The Waterboy said. Aussie Man review. That's a good point actually with that. Alright, one sec. Well, let me see if I can get this here. 1 second. Now I'm not sure. I may have actually played this video already, but again, just for you guys, just for something for the time being. Let me see here. Oh, I wonder if I can maybe put this on for them, actually. This is Patriotic Alternative Scotland, PA Young Scots, episode 2. This is a new podcast by PA Scotland. That's actually, I think they've only done 1 episode so far, and now they've recently done the 2nd episode. So, sorry, excuse me, what I'll do is I'll just pop this video on. Again, just for a little bit, and then I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can, so... I'll just go put myself on mute and then I'll get back as soon as possible. So bear with me just now and enjoy the video for now.
Hello, and welcome to the PA Young Scots. I'm Kira, and obviously, as usual, we have Jay, but we're also got a special guest for today's episode.
Hi, I'm Ted, and I'm today's guest.
He is knowledgeable about the topic we're going to talk about, and I'll let Jay give a general overview of the topic that we're going to do today.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about something that's vital to our movement and to our people, and that is the importance of struggle. And what struggle is? The struggle is desirable. That's the main thing. And that's contradictory to everything we're told in the modern world. Struggle is desirable. It's a gift from God, as far as I'm concerned. And it's a necessary tool for personal growth. Now, the most important thing to understand, first of all, is that struggle isn't suffering. That's what you're told, but it's not. When you embrace struggle, you have two routes. You can fail at it and you can struggle and you can suffer. That is a fallen state. Or you can grow from it and you can transcend and become something greater. That's the beauty of the tool of struggle.
When it comes to struggle, people seem to think that there's a choice, and this is what the modern age has told us, because there's the illusion of choice where there's too many choices out there, like to the point where we can choose what gender we want to be, to the point we can choose what age we want to be, to the point we choose like what our jobs are. Do you want the red can of Coke, or do you want the blue can of Coke? It's kind of like that. But a lot of people don't seem to understand about struggle is that we are born into struggle. There's no getting away from it. And in this modern era, a lot of people see the fact that they're opting out of struggle, i.e., for example, when you're working a job, that is a form of struggle, because at the end of the day, no one likes to work, but at the end of the day, we all have to do it because we live in the system where we need money to survive. And that is a form of necessary struggle, whereas nowadays people are opting out of that, i.e., by getting a desk job, or even on a deeper level, you have people opting out of the struggle of being a man by choosing to be a woman or choosing to be gay. Or you have, on the latter, you have women opting out of their struggle by choosing to be men.
Struggle is a very important, like both of you have said, a very important aspect. And I think what I've noticed a lot is that people do have desire, especially among, young men. A lot of people like to, they understand the issues that we are, being controlled as a state, but then to an extent they'll go, oh well, I want to join the military that's controlled so I can defeat the Chi-Coms, and the sort of grander vision of going to war with China, and so, the sort of kind of almost Vietnam-esque
Fantasy.
yeah, this want for something more. And that isn't necessarily wrong, but I think it's probably put in the wrong place, because that is, at the end of the day, most people, if you're going to join in the West, you are going to be a tool. If you allow the modern government and the modern state to choose what you're going to do, you're going to be a tool for Zionism. That's just the end of it.
The whole thing about the military is when Nietzsche is talking about the higher man or the Übermensch, especially in the story of this book, Zarathustra, there comes a time where society degenerates and people become soft, and the current order of things basically drives men to want something more at their lives, because again, materialism and hedonism just doesn't cut it anymore, because we're devoid of meaning in the modern age. And it's perfectly illustrated in the movie Fight Club. But according to what you're saying with the military thing, what's essentially happening here is that we have a generation of young men who could potentially put that energy into actually driving a real change and becoming the higher men and striving for that new order of overthrowing the current way of things. But what happens is the state redirects this energy and puts it into the military and creates a whole Hegelian dialect of us versus them. Kind of like 1984, where the war is never over, or War of Eurasia, where like that type of thing. And essentially, what they're doing is they're redirecting that energy and drive to want to make change and putting it into using it to their gain, essentially. But what this does, it serves a purpose of keeping the people complacent, and whilst indoctrinating these men into the system idea of thinking.
Yeah, what they're doing is they're taking young men's and young people's desire for struggle, and they're transforming it into something that's beneficial to them. You have to be the master of your own struggle in life. You have to apply your own struggle. And I think that's the hardest part for people. That was the hardest part for me to figure out. I'd read all about struggle and I'd heard all these things about how struggle is important, but I didn't know how to apply it to my own life. But the most important thing you can do is to identify your weaknesses, identify where you're too comfortable. Are you fat? Are you weak? Are you sitting behind a desk all day? These are things you need to identify and you need to change.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. That's kind of lead on to my other point, which is I totally agree. These people have lots of people in the modern age have got this desire, but it's often rerouted, which is a shame. Like, well, I'll be honest, they want it to be sort of beautiful and kind of this this grandiose thing. Like, you know, a lot. I've heard a lot of people like, oh well, I don't want to join PA because I just want to prepare for the the collapse, and be rather Fed posted. They want the kind of beauty of all the final battle, and this is where it's going to change or whatever, but they don't actually want to put any real work in to change anything.
Well, it's kind of like where most people listening will probably have an understanding of the idea of what the postmodern world is. And a lot of people seem to think that this is only a phenomenon that affects people on the left, but actually what it does is it affects everybody because people are living in hyper realities where you're saying they think they're preparing for the boog or whatever else, they're waiting for this one last grandiose uprising. When in reality, like we look back in history and we see that we didn't have LARPers back in the day doing that. People were simply too busy living life to even think about what meaning was. But that was their meaning. That was the beautiful thing about it. Now we're living in a state of mind where essentially people have to look to other things to find meaning and to find a reason to why. And a part of that is due to the comfortable lifestyle. Again, it's perfectly illustrated by Ted Kaczynski in his book Industrial Society and Its Future. That highlights this point perfectly. Where he's basically saying that we are devoid of our power in our own lives, therefore we have to look to other things to give us power. And then most people try and derive this power from material things and hobbies, and other people derive these things from activism. So for example, the best example of this is all these BLM Antifa people. End of the day, in their real lives, they are nobodies, they are nothing. But as soon as they start attending these George Floyd riots, so they start building stuff like Chaz or Chop, what happens is they see themselves as becoming heroes or martyrs because it gives them a sense of power in their existence that they're actually going out there making a change. But as we all know, they're actually just getting used as useful idiots, as tools of this system.
Yeah, because as you say, it's material. And when it's material, you can only have comfort. That's the problem. They're living in comfort, they aren't living in struggle.
It's also not genuine as well. It's not true. It's a false sense of doing something. They see themselves as becoming the hero archetype. I'm Clark Kent. I'm out here, and in the day to day, I'm a uni student. I've got my desk job, but in the night, I am such so and so activist, and I do this and I do that. And you know what I mean? Like it is realistically just a hobby. It's just another way of escaping the harsh reality of the world. You know what I mean? And in the grand scheme of things, none of this actually amounts to anything.
Yeah,
But they don't know that.
because they're following the same plan as the state.
Well, this is where the whole "thus spoke Zarathustra" story comes in handy from Nietzsche, is the fact that in Fight Club as well, where it becomes a point where the Fight Club that they're going to escape from the modern reality and the material aspects of their lives basically just becomes a hobby because there's no end game, and it shows that the logical conclusion to what they're doing must lead to true dissent, a true uprising. They can't just channel this energy simply and just having a fight club. They have to actually take it the full extent to actually doing something and actually bring about the real change, making true actions that will actually benefit us in the future and becoming the higher man, the Übermensch. Do you know what I mean? Create this new order. Do away the old and bring in the new. And the only way we can do that is one, by embracing struggle, and two, actually going out and attacking the system at its points that control us, i.e., the financial system, the political structure, the media, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm. And to go with what you were saying about
1 second, that's me back. And I want to bring the microphone a bit forward. There we go, that's perfect. Right, so that's me back. I don't know if that was longer than expected. If I know, I think that's 10 minutes exactly. All right, perfect. Well, that's me back. So what I'm just going to also do is that was PA Young Scots episode 2 on the official Patriotic Alternative Scotland Odyssey account. What I'll do is, even though this is a link to the video itself, but if you have Odyssey, please check them out here. I'll just post a link to that just now. And just give the page a follow if you can. So there it is right there. There you go. And as I said, just give them a follow and definitely check out the content in the near future, of course. If I'll just keep the shared screen because I'm going to follow up with the next topic at hand here. Just want to also make sure that the connection is still going strong. compared to earlier on. I actually cannot believe we're about... That whole article itself took about 45 minutes to go through, which is, again, really surprising here. Let me see here. Venus Rising, cooking Sunday dinner later, folks. No worries, Venus. Thank you very much for watching. You take care and enjoy your Sunday dinner. Oh, balls. Just look at the time. I've got to go to work in 45 minutes. Bummer. Well, no worries, getting a sandwich. Well, thank you very much for watching the stream. I really appreciate that. GOS85, your connection is God. Well, that's appreciate for you to say that. Thank you very much, and that's good to hear. Excellent. So hopefully it will stay like that until 8 o'clock. So let me see here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk about the topic that was part of the thumbnail, as I mentioned earlier on, and that's to do with the new emoji that's coming out relatively shortly. Well, I think it's already been released, I'm not entirely too sure, but let me just get the link for the article itself. Now, it is from Breitbart, but again, it's just an article to look into regarding this overall topic here. And while I'm at it, I might as well also open up the link to the other article, because it kind of ties into the overall theme of degeneracy we're going to be covering just now. So let me just sort that out here real quick. Copy that, and there we go. Yeah, so these two articles will take us up to about relatively about 8 o'clock, I would imagine. But anyway, they're all there to go. So just gonna click on this link here and get into this part just now. Excellent. Right, so from Breitbart, next major emoji update could include a pregnant man, which, like I said at the start of the stream tonight, the mental gymnastics of including this type of emoji speaks major volumes, of course. So as it reads here, the next major emoji update could include a pregnant man, according to a preview of the draft candidates for the next release. The final list for the Emoji 14.0 update will get final approval in September 2021. The draft includes a pregnant man and pregnant person, quote-unquote, which Emojipedia, I didn't know if that was a website that actually existed, but oh well, there you go, describes as consistent gender options for pregnancy, despite the fact that men biologically cannot become pregnant. Of course, we all know that. So these are the tweets from Emojipedia, which of course here reads, what's in the latest draft emoji list and when it is scheduled for approval. Emoji 14.0 is to be finalized in September of 2021, which of course is only 2 months away from now. Here's on the latest draft list, and of course, as you can see, there's all the updated emojis that are coming out in September of this year. Holding hands of racial unison, I guess. Having minorities, having crowns, because, you know, kangs and whatnot, as you can clearly tell from these two here. And of course, as we can see, the infamous pregnant men, or pregnant persons, if you will. Let me see here. According to the outlet, pregnant man and pregnant person are new and recognize that pregnancy is possible for some transgender men and non-binary people. These are additions to the existing pregnant women emoji. The above additions will mean that nearly all emojis can have a default a gender-neutral option, with choice to use a woman or man where relevant. A few exceptions remain, which are being reviewed as per this Unicode Emoji Subcommittee report from 2020. Other possible additions include a saluting face, melting face, a lotus, beans, a jar, crotch, x-ray, bubbles, biting lip, blah 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 blah. The final version are expected to be released on September 14th. This would be far from the first time social issues have influenced the world of emojis. In 2016, Apple announced its intention to replace the popular handgun emoji with a water gun, promoting swift praise from the New Yorkers against guns violence. Okay, that's wonderful. I guess all of the gun legislation people will be very happy with this new emoji. I guess, you know, I'm assuming regarding to that. And there's a quote here. Apple has stood up to the bullying tactics of the NRA and gun industry by showing that there are many more life-affirming ways to express oneself than with a gun, they said. In 2017, Apple and Google introduced gender-neutral face emojis in their updates, of course, because of progressivism and whatnot. The latest move coincides with the radical left's push to erase the reality of biological sex, even promoting the idea of children's shows. Last year, Cartoon Network, a children's TV network available to tens of millions of US households, and of course here in Britain as well, promoted radical gender ideology in a social media post, teaching children there are many genders beyond girl or boy. And of course, here's a tweet from Cartoon Network themselves. Here's to not only normalize gender pronouns, but respecting them too. Sparkly heart, I guess. Whether you use he, she, them, or something else, we acknowledge and love you, toolkit. And of course, there's all of the the sheer degeneracy in full on display here, as you can probably tell. This month, a women's health magazine featured a story titled "Transgender and Non-Binary People Like Me Get Pregnant and Have Abortions Too." Geez, here we go. In which the author urged people to use gender-neutral language, which when discussing abortion, get lost. Honestly, it just. I don't. That's probably the end of the article itself, and seeing the articles, not article, sorry, the comments real quick. But again, this whole idea of respecting my pronouns and we should embrace other genders other than boy and girl or male and female. Just the absolute absurdity of it all is astonishing to me in this case. We'll have a quick look at the some of the comments here real quick. Before you know it, they will have a child molester emoji. The left will claim that's normal too. Well, they're pretty much already trying to normalize pedophilia as we speak, regarding to the left. And we've also covered something like that in on Thursday's episode. I think it was Thursday's episode where I talked about the San Francisco gay choir or gay chorus, which less said about that the better, especially with that chorus group having actual sex offenders within the group itself. No, there was actually something I've recently seen about that I should have included this for the episode itself, but a bit of an update regarding to the San Francisco gay choir or gay chorus, whatever they're called in this case. The infamous video they released where they're going to indoctrinate your children of being more progressive and more tolerant towards the LGBTQ plus ZPW, whatever other letter they want to include in that in that phrase or name. Where of course in the music video there, because I already mentioned that already, but there was a video I covered about that where someone made here's a list of all the people that are part of the chorus or the choir, and you see all of the criminal records for some of the members there, that they are actual sex offenders and committed heinous acts towards minors under the age of 13 or 14 years old, which that speaks major volumes on that, of course. But there was a bit of an update with that, because many people have confronted them about that and asked them, hey, there's a lot of sex offenders in your group, what's all this about? And then of course, the San Francisco gay choir or gay chorus came out and said, "Oh, well, you got it all wrong. The names listed there are just coincidental. The sex offenders, there's no sex offenders in our group whatsoever. They just have similar names and every excuse you can think of. They'll just bring up regarding to that overall group. It's ridiculous." In that fact, it really is ridiculous regarding to that. Again, just seeing. So that's a bit of a quick update regarding to the San Francisco gay choir chorus. Again, whatever you want to call it, just seeing the comments again real quick here. Unreal, isn't it? It definitely is unreal. The Chinese and Russians are having a big laugh at our expense. I mean, yeah, I see at this point when it comes to this woke stuff happening across the Western or European countries, like here in Britain, or even in America for that matter, or even across all across Europe, we've become a major laughing stock regarding to promoting this type of stuff. This kind of stuff, like these emojis, like the pregnant men or pregnant person, you will never see anything like that in China or Russia, or any, or even any other third world countries or Middle Eastern countries. You will never ever see that. You always see that kind of stuff here or in Europe or even in America, for that instance. This isn't a pregnant man. That's just a normal guy with a COVID 20 pound. Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. Yep, well said, that's definitely true. Transgender and non-binary people like me get pregnant and have abortions too, in which the author urged people to use gender-neutral language when discussing abortion. Is murderer gender-neutral enough, you mentally ill baby killer? Big oof on that, big oof. Women get pregnant, they call a fish a bird, but it's still a fish. Transgender people don't get pregnant. Women who think they are men still can get pregnant if they haven't changed their physiologies. I think that's pronounce that word. Sorry. They can have abortions too, but non-binary people and transgenders don't. Women do. Language police, PC police, and whoever else come and get me. Better send the PC/language SWAT team after me. I'm not a soft target. Haha. Ooh, that's harsh. Ha ha ha. Let's not try to hide our feelings. I am so disgusted by this transgender, cisgender, whatever BS. And that article was the rantings of a mentally ill person who needs professional help with her twisted view of the world. That I do agree. These people need help instead of helping normal people. That's the way it has always looked to me under various circumstances. There's no other way. Yeah, follow the science, sure, quote unquote. Democrats and liberals are truly some sick people. Make one for that. Last one I'll read regarding the comments here. Next major emoji update could include a pregnant man. Just think of it as a constipated Biden works for me. Oh dear. Well, that's that article regarding to the regarding to the pregnant men or person emojis. Like it's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. No name. Is this the new I need to dump emoji? I mean, you think it would be that, no name. You think it would be that, but no, unfortunately not. It's definitely the emoji of a pregnant man, quote unquote, or pregnant person. It's yeah. Even GeoS85 said bent brainwashing. It definitely is brainwashing at this point. Gamma Sandwich, owning a gun bad. Chopping your cock off and mental illness, good. Get with the program, bigots. Yeah, that's definitely the type of society we're living in just now. Anything that's deemed good or wholesome or anything like that is looked at as bad, and you should never do that. Anything that's looked at as bad or degenerate or anything like that is looked at as a good thing, and never question it whatsoever. Bigot, that sort of idea. Completely ridiculous clown world we're living in just now, of course. Amanda Lee, what type of person would brag about having an abortion? They are baby killers. Well, there's definitely people like that out there, Amanda. Those people are the most sick and corrupt people you will ever meet. I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat remembers that infamous video that came out. Was it early this month or was it late last month in June? Of this blonde woman who's upset and showcases her. What do they call it? Basically, when women think they're pregnant, they have this like little stick. Basically they check their urine just to see if they're pregnant or not. If it's positive, that means they're pregnant. If it's negative, then they're not pregnant. So it came back as positive within that little stick or meter, whatever it's called. the woman's upset. She cries about it. She's like, what am I going to do? And then she's like, oh no, just kidding. I've already booked an appointment for the abortion clinic. And then she pours a glass of wine. Basically happy of the fact that she's killing her unborn baby. So yeah, there's definitely people out there, and they are the definition of scum. You know, people who think killing a baby when it comes to abortion is a good thing. They are the scum of the earth people, and never trust them with any child whatsoever. Definitely not. Budgie Burger, hello, how you doing? I hold nothing against pregnant men. Well, there you go. Where was it? Dragon Energy. Can we have a swastika emoji? I feel oppressed. the oppression with that is strong. Let's see here. And for no reason whatsoever, the people voted for. Yeah. Let me see. Amanda Lee again. Hold on, I'll get through here. Remember remember in Brighton the NHS chest feeding? Yeah. I think I remember something like that, of course. Rob D, could you reread that word salad again, please? Did anyone see the video of a man trying to breastfeed they were trans? Oh, yes, I know a video you're on about, Amanda. I remember seeing that as well. If I actually retweeted that, hold on, let me see if I can actually bring up that video real quick. One second here. Because, Amanda, if you're watching, I know what video you're on about. I know exactly the video you're on about, because I watched that this week. Let me see if I can actually find that video. Because I'm pretty sure I made a comment about that. Or even retweeted it. Let me see if I can actually find it here. 1 second. Just now. Right, if I can't... I'm thinking it's definitely here in my Twitter feed. Hold on 1 second here. It might take a bit, but I'll still see... I even got the chat open just to see what you guys are talking about as well. So I'm not going to keep it quiet or anything like that. Don't worry about that, folks. I'm just trying to see if I can find that video. So we can just like watch it together and just be bewildered of the mental gymnastics from these two. Ah, here it is. Perfect. Yeah, I even tweeted this video here. Biological men can't lactate. That's your answer. Hold on 1 second here. Right. I'm still sharing the screen. I am. Perfect. Right. Here's a video in question, so I'll just full screen that.
As we're gonna...
And just be prepared of the absolute absurdity of this whole thing, folks. So 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Feeding our family.
Oh, I put it over here.
The baby has been able to latch, but I've not been able to produce any milk. It's okay, because we're gonna supplement the feeding with formula so that my baby's still getting the nutrients that they need, but I'm still feeling hopeful. I appreciate you so much for all your work. And I appreciate you also, baby. I couldn't have done it without you. Feeding our family.
Oh, I put it.
Just mute that. Yeah, Jesus Christ. It's like, I have to say real quick regarding to that video. Clearly in this case, the baby itself, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. The baby is an absolute bigot for for not taking the milk from that clear as day woman we're seeing there. So. But again, the mental gymnastics from these two. So my baby can latch on to my breast, but they're not getting the milk. That is because you are a biological man pretending to be a woman. It's that clear as day. Like there's your answer there. It's patently absurd. I know that word keeps bringing up time and time throughout the stream, but it's true. It's absolutely true. Just oh, why isn't my baby taking the milk? It's because you're still a man. You're biologically a man. Like, that there's your reason why. Like, are you that surprised? Like, the baby's not taking the milk? Oh, I'm sorry. The baby must be a massive bigot. You know, how silly of me. Oh my god. My skin's crawling. I know it's it's 35 seconds long, but just you could tell you need to take a shower after watching that video. It's absolutely grotesque to watch. It's all about them, not the child. Yes, that's the thing, Rob D. Thank you for bringing that up, Rob D. Regarding to stuff like that with these, you know, these. I know everyone in the chat is saying it's child abuse. It's the definition of child abuse here. It's definitely always about them and not about the baby. See, they always make this point about like, oh, this is like a special kind of our history where we're able to make pregnancies, but it's always this like, it's never about the child or even the pregnancy for that matter. It's always about, you know, me. I'm a transgender. I'm this. I'm that. It's like, oh, there we go. Then it's all about that. It's just you wanting attention. It's basically all about you. That's all what it comes down to. It's not about the baby. It's not about making history. It's just you wanting attention. And that's what it's all about. It's all about attention. The baby needs conditioning. Yeah, I think the baby needs to be taken off of them. I honestly think. It's just absolutely disgusting. I do see the people in the chat like are feeling sympathy for the child. I feel bad for that baby. Like clearly, it needs to be taken by the social services at this point. Oh, Ruffian, hello, how you doing, sir? Burn it with fire. I agree with that. Yeah. British Gammon, hello, how you doing? Which one is supposed to be the man? Which one is supposed to be the woman? You know, that's a good question because even I've watched the video before, and even then, I don't know. I really have no idea. Like who's the man, who's wearing the trousers, and who's wearing who's wearing the dress in the relationship. I really have no idea. I know people really did not want to watch the video, but I think it's important to watch the video again just for context sake. Oh, 300 Spartans. Hello, sir. How you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. Pregnancy test. Oh, that's what it is. A pregnancy test. Yeah, that's what I was meaning to say with that. She was an effing sicko. Yeah, she definitely was that blonde woman. Like, absolute sick person. Thankfully, she was called out for it because there was a massive backlash behind that video, and apparently she deleted that because I think it was I think it was a TikTok video originally. Posted it on TikTok, which of course there's tons of videos like that on TikTok. Well, TikTok, from my understanding of that app, it's a app that was made by China, so no surprise there. Coming from a communist state. So that type of content is plastered all across TikTok, and of course there was major backlash with that. So she conveniently deleted the video, and I think she deleted her entire TikTok account, and is nowhere to be seen after that. So good riddance to her, I guess. Hopefully we'll never see her again, or hopefully we'll never see these two things again after watching that video. And definitely the video needs to be taken by the social services, because this is clear-cut example of child abuse. It's just absolutely disgusting, the type of world we're living in, where people like this actually exist. I just joined, had to rewind to see what everyone was talking about, and yeah, anything I have to say about that is mostly illegal. Fair point, a snowman. We need Jesus and Uncle A to help us. You know, OM, I agree with you on that, to be honest with you. We definitely need Jesus and Uncle A. But babies can be killed up to both, so they don't matter. That's pretty much up to date with the chat here just now, so that's really good. Let me see here. So 7:35, 25 minutes to go. From Ugly Truth, even the baby knows they are wrongians. Yeah, even the baby knows. I know. Even the baby knows. see. Rob D, the end of civilization. Yep, that kind of stuff we're seeing at the moment is clearly a case example of it's the end of civilization as we know it. The only way how that could be prevented is by us actually doing something about it and calling out the BS that it is, of course. What the hell kind of mixed up mongoloid mental patients are these two? Well, we just saw the video, and that the video is pretty much speaks for itself, of course. Even what we think about doing is illegal. So, the super colonel Franco of good measure. Anyway, so that was that article itself, and of course, we just quickly watched that video. It's complete absurdity of it all, but we're not done yet. Of course, we're just finishing off this article. Or finish off the stream with this article right here I got just now. Before I do that, I'll just read off a couple of latest messages that popped up in the chat just now. From RW, how funny was that news article about the PA camping trip? It's hilarious, RW, absolutely hilarious. It's the same, as I said before, it's the same song and dance we've seen over and over again with the previous articles. Nothing new, nothing different. It's a case example of trying to portray PA as a terrorist group, but then not actually going as far as calling it a terrorist group. You know, that sort of idea. It's just flat out ridiculous, you know. Like you say, this would never happen in China or Russia. No, that's true, Amanda. Never will happen in China or Russia or any other non-European country for that matter. You'll never, never ever see that whatsoever. From Dragon Energy, that was sickening and abuse, the poor baby. I know, it's... Hopefully the baby will be taken care of by better parenting in the future. Hopefully in this case. A snowman, that baby will grow up to burn the world. Yeah, I mean, hopefully not, but the way things are going, you can imagine that the baby's going to be brought up as a progressive douchebag, you know, that sort of thing. Probably an Antifa member, you never know, so... Democrats can be killed up to voting age so they don't matter. No name. I wonder if that baby which was in the womb with a freak amount of testosterone will grow up to become a space marine. Hopefully that will be the case, no name. I mean, you never know. Maybe not, but I'm hoping that would be the case in the future. Hound of Ulster. This is the latest glorious end to civilization. Men in wigs, man boob feeding a child. I know. Like I said, it's absolutely utter disgusting, of course. Non-European means normal. PA should take legal action over those articles. Again, you never know. Hopefully something might happen if this continues on with the continuous slander of PA. There might be some legal consequences. You never know. So just only the case of you never know. Only time will tell, of course. I see two outcomes. The child ends up dead for not sucking the man's nipple properly to produce the milk. 2, the child becomes self-aware around 7 and realizes what they have been doing to them. Yeah, maybe either one of the two might be the case. You never know. So, Dragon Energy. That article was bloody hilarious. Waffen water bomb division of under 10-year-old kids. Yeah, it's just absolutely ridiculous. The article itself, of course. Right, so just approaching 20 to 8. Let me just finish off this episode with the final article in question. Now, I was going to talk about this on the previous episode. I'm not entirely too sure if I got around to it, or in fact, I doubt I got around to it because I'm bringing this up here for this episode. So, and finally, English. Whether it's sexual abuse of a minor is, yeah, it's again absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So let me just share the screen real quick here again and bring up the article. Like I said, I'm pretty sure you've all have seen this article or talked about this before, but it's this one. From Opindia, the article reads, London, a library brings a performer in monkey costume with hanging genitalia, exposed buttocks, says it was to encourage kids to read, quote unquote. Redbridge Library's event to encourage reading among children included a performer with colourful monkey costume with fake genitalia hanging outside with exposed buttocks. After severe criticism, the library has apologised for the event, and I also believe it's been looked into by or being investigated by the police. Understandably so, because this is just utter degeneracy we're seeing right here. Just want to have a quick look at something here on my phone real quick. Sorry, just 1 second. And I'll have a look through the article and then finish off the stream as we speak. Yep, that's totally fine. Excellent, perfect. Right, so the article itself, let's have a read through this. So, on July 12th local time, so that's about a few days ago, I think it's about, 4 days ago, I'm assuming. Yeah, 4 days ago, yeah. Local time, an investigation has been initiated against a library in London over an event that was reportedly done to promote reading among kids. As per reports, the event included one performer who was dressed in a rainbow monkey costume with fake genitalia hanging out and exposed buttocks. In the video that has gone viral on social media platforms, the quote-unquote monkey character runs out from the library on the street with two other performers holding a placard. The event was held at London's Redbridge Library. They all break into dance outside. Most of the people who saw the video are outraged as the monkey's fake genitalia kept flapping in all directions as he danced on the street. Of course, understandably so, regarding to that. The Redbridge Library claimed the event was to promote reading among kids between the ages of 4 to 11. Jesus Christ, that's unbelievable, that. However, the blatant obscenity in front of children and families attracted strong criticism among social media users. The actor belonged to a troupe of street performers associated with one Mandinga Arts that is based in Clapham, South in London. The group's website reads that it has a distinctive style bringing together live music, carnival, street costume, puppetry and dance, drawing on diverse influences from Europe, Latin America, the Caribbean and Africa. No surprise there, of course, that they're trying to be all woke and stuff. The monkey was part of its walkabout acts. People who come across in decent costumes took social media platforms to criticize the event. Of course, no surprise there. Strong criticism followed. People across social media platforms called out the said library for endorsement and promotion of the blatantly obscene act. From this user right here. Redbridge Labour commissioned a furry rainbow monkey with a huge dildo and exposed anus to dance in front of children as part of a reading project at libraries this summer. People complained to Labour and were blocked and called, lecturing Johnny come latelys by its reader. This is part 1 of 2. Second part here reads, all future events of the dildo monkey reading to children have been cancelled. Which of course understandably so, because this is just absolute utter degeneracy here. Redbridge Libraries has apologised, although it initially laughed about it when challenged. Why would they laugh about that? I mean, who honestly thought this was a great idea of someone to dress in a rainbow monkey costume with an exposed dildo and an exposed arse on display in front of children? Who honestly looked at that and thought, oh yeah, this is what's gonna make kids read a lot more, this is great for children to see? Who honestly looked at that and thought this is a great idea to do that? And the fact that the Redbridge Libraries, even though they apologised for this, but they laughed about it when they were challenged with it, the fact that they laughed about that speaks major volumes that they honestly have no sense of morality whatsoever. The Redbridge Library are filled to the brim with utter degenerates, absolute scumbags, saying if you got it, flaunt it. Here's a video of the education, which I think it's the video down below here, I imagine. Hold on one sec. I'll just click on the link here just to make sure if they got the video. So let me just see here that real quick. Is that the same video? Yeah, that's the same video. I'll just play it from this part here. Right, this is unbelievable and sick. There's an even worse video of the same characters who appear to be simulating sex. See above. Unless unless my eyes are deceiving me. Happy to be corrected. Have we completely lost our moral compass as a society? Well, judging by what we've seen with this article, I'm pretty much sure we're slowly but surely are losing that. It's redirecting me to the Twitter tweet, so let's just watch it from Twitter here. Let me see. 16 seconds long, so... Wait a minute. Wait, can we just go back to that? Wait. Yeah, you notice that, by the way, folks. What exactly are they doing here? And then they just run out of the library and... Yeah, and you see it just flapping around. That's just ridiculous. Absolute nonsense these people are. No any sense of morality whatsoever. It's absolutely disgusting. Can we just go back to the start, because I'm curious, what exactly are they doing here? Because I noticed with that tweet there, they mentioned there was like they were simulating some type of sexual act or something like that. Let's just have a closer look into that. Yeah, you can see before they run out, they were kind of doing something very bizarre there. So yeah, I think we are losing our sense of moral compass within our society, as the tweet reads. I would really love a detailed breakdown of the commissioning process whereby Redbridge Council commissioned the Rainbow Dildo Butt Monkey as a means to teach children to read. And I'm assuming this is the same video in question. Yes, we've already seen that. That's fine. I mean, how many librarian/counselor eyes had to behold the Rainbow Dildo Butt Monkey before he was released into the wild to delight the children of Redbridge? Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, here you see here's the infamous image right here. Of course, again, redirecting me to Twitter again. Let's just have a look at that just now. Let me see. Oh yeah, so here's the first image. Of course, I'm sure you all have seen this image here, right here. Absolutely disgusting. Completely filled to the brim of utter degeneracy. And again, I just want to emphasize this, by the way. This is being showcased to children, by the way. This is seemed to be completely fine to showcase to our children. We really have lost all sense of a moral compass in our society now. It's absolutely patently ridiculous what's being shown to our children nowadays. Absolutely ridiculous. And you know what's even more messed up? I'm not even a parent myself, but if I had kids, I would never expose them to this whatsoever. And neither should you, by the way, which I know everyone in the chat, I would imagine you all would never show this to your children whatsoever. Absolutely disgusting what we're seeing here. Hold on 1 second here, just real quick. A drum machine. Let's see. Just want to check if the audio is still relatively good, just to make sure. And it looks like it is, so that's totally fine. That's fine. Cool. Let me see here. Just continue on with the article again. Some people question the Redbridge Labour Council that had reportedly organised the event. Also, Labour had an involvement with this. No surprise there whatsoever. This is coming from the Labour Party, of course. Some users stated that initially, when they tried to complain to the council, they were blocked while the council defended the act. So the council themselves actually defended the act. Right, let's have a look here. Let's see. I'm sure we get a better read from the tweet itself from this part here. Let me see here. Yep, that's fine. Perfect. Okay, so Redbridge accounts Labour Commissioner Furry Rainbow Monkey with a... Oh no, I think I've already... Sorry, my bad. I would have thought there'd be something different to that. Let's see here. Right, so Redbridge Libraries issue apology. An apology has been issued by Redbridge Libraries for hosting the performance. Notably, they blame the charity vision for the lapse of judgment in choosing the group for the event. In a statement, they said, "We were utterly appalled by the unacceptable event at Redbridge Libraries on Saturday, organised by our independent leisure contractor Vision. The contractor had commissioned characters to support the start of the summer reading challenge, but the costume in question was wholly inappropriate for the intended audience. Let me see here. And of course, this is a tweet from Redbridge Council. Vision has apologised to residents for an event earlier today that included an inappropriate costume. The council leader and deputy have expressed their strong condemnation to Vision for this costume and the offence it has caused. If Sir Den, I think this is like a... what action has been taken against the team or person from Redbridge Libraries who thought that it was hilarious when made aware of it? When you've got it, flaunt it, was the response. Yeah, I think this is the tweet or even message in question, or comments in question, I should say. Meddlesome Monkey at Good Maze Library. Did you catch the trio for an impromptu visit and story? Be on the lookout. George Lane as the Royal Strawberry. Meddlesome Monkey and Flamboyant Frog head your way. That was a shock when Monkey turned round. I know Monkey's out of control, but when you've got it, flaunt it, I suppose. Yeah, and of course they were joking about this as if like this is all the norm. Like, this is completely normal for kids to see. Like, again, the absolute amount of degeneracy from these people, absolutely disgusting. If further added that the full and thorough investigation had been initiated, we sincerely apologise for the offence and distress this has caused. The statement read, but there is more to the story. One of the comments under a tweet by Redbridge Libraries pointed out that the library was well aware of the costumes and even made indirect references to the hanging genitalia in the comments, which of course we just saw right there. An investigation initiated by councillor leader Jazz Athwal. Let me just have a quick look at him because of that name, which... yeah, that speaks major volumes there, of course. No comment. Council leader issued a strong statement against the event and called it disgusting. He added that the charity had confirmed that all scheduled events had been cancelled. And of course his tweet reads, I was appalled by the event our independent leisure contractor organised at Redbridge Libraries on Saturday. I have launched a full investigation into the incident and will be stringent measure. I will put stringent measures in place to ensure something like this can't happen again. Full statement. Of course, there's a full statement here regarding to that. So yes, this happened. Many people were not happy with this whatsoever, which of course understandably so, because this is just completely like a backwards worldview. Like the fact that they looked at that and thought, oh, this would be great to showcase to the children. Absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely horrific what the children had to witness regarding to that. No sense of morality whatsoever from these people. No sort whatsoever. There's another familiar face in the chat. No, the Woodlander. Hello, sir. How you doing? Thank you for watching the stream. From Dragon Energy. Easy way to encourage reading. Give kids books. It's simple. So, yeah, there you go. There's your answer. So. Let's see. Amanda Lee. I am surprised they did that in Redbridge. Lots of Muslims live around that area. Well, there's an image we just saw of the guy exposing his buttocks while wearing that costume. There's a lot of Muslim women in burqas, so it is pretty surprising that they would do it in that type of area. But again, I guess this is them trying to be all progressive and whatnot. Rob D, interesting an apology. Yeah, it's definitely interesting regarding to that apology. Well, the fact that they laughed it off as if like, oh, it's no big deal. It's completely normal and natural. Like, you know, whoever gets offended by this, they're just completely butthurt. They're too sensitive. But of course, that whole backlash that came to them completely. What was the expression I was going to say? Damn it. The point here being is it completely backfired on them, and of course it completely laughed at their fucking faces regarding to that. Absolutely absurd, these people. No sense of morality. I know it sounds like I'm repeating myself here again, but I apologise, but it's absolutely true. These people have no sense of morality whatsoever. completely disgusting people we're dealing with here. Whilst this is grim, there is some good news. Watch Labour tear itself apart fighting over nonsense like this. Degens versus the Muslims. Yeah, it is quite funny to see the Labour Party completely tearing itself apart because people are like, oh, you're not progressive, you're not leftist enough, you blah blah blah. All this kind of other cringy stuff that going on in that party. Leftists call them stunning and brave for this filth. Yeah, of course they would call the stunning and brave because again they've got no sense of morality whatsoever. These are the types of people that should stay as far away from children as humanly possible. When they go for the kids, they cross the line. Yeah, they definitely have crossed the line when they go for the kids. Let me see here. Let me see. Right, so that's completely fine. Yeah, so from No Name, I'll just read this out and then call it an end to the stream just now. Bedtime stories. Do people even do that nowadays, or do they just hand them a smartphone and ignore them? I mean, I'm sure that they do that with the kids, back in the day. But I'm pretty sure with technology nowadays, they pretty much give them a smartphone or even like a tablet, and then just let them work it for themselves. So I would imagine that maybe. Well, then again, there are videos online with this kind of transgenderism being promoted to children, where they actually read the books to the kids. But there you go. So anyway, folks, that's gonna come to an end of the Mood of the Nation tonight. It's approaching 8 o'clock. I know Scott's Armour will be live tonight at 9:30. How depressing. Yeah, it's definitely depressing. I know they made it sound very blackpilling with that, but what can be whitepilling about this is that we speak out against this and obviously calling out for the BS that it is, because again, the more this goes on, then the worse it's going to get. And the only way how we can prevent that from happening is by talking about it and actually going out and confronting it, of course. Rigor Mortis, I'll just answer this question real quick. Moody, thoughts on the union? I'm assuming you're referring to the British Union. I wouldn't call myself a unionist, but I have nothing against it either. So to say that I would be in favour of Scotland being part of the British Union, and I don't think we should be independent whatsoever, especially under the SNP government. I don't think Scotland would manage as an independent nation under the SNP, even if we go back to the European Union. I think we would be completely screwed if we become independent. Independent, quote unquote, if we're even with the SNP in charge. So I would rather prefer Scotland still being part of the British Union. Again, not to say that I'm a unionist, but I'm not against it either. I would prefer Scotland remain part of the British Union. But that's my opinion on that fact. So what I'll do is I'm just going to see if I can find Mark Collette's stream, because he's going to be live at 8 p.m. tonight. He's going to be live with Patriotic, and they're going toe-to-toe together with a game of Super Street Fighter 2, if I'm not mistaken, part of PA Gaming, of course. Where is it? Yeah, Super Street Fighter 2, the new challengers. So here is the link for Mark's Odyssey channel, and of course the stream in question. Just copy that. And I'll paste it into the chat. So if you guys want to check it out, Rigor Mortis, thanks for answering, Moody. No worries, Rigor Mortis, you're very welcome. Happy to answer your question. Cheers for the stream, Chief Moody. Have a great night, everyone. Same to you yourself, Phil, and also for everyone else who came in to watch the stream as well. I really do appreciate that. And also, just post a link for Mark Collette's stream. So if you want to watch Mark Collette's stream, there it is right there on his Odyssey account. And there you go. Oh no, sorry, there's Amanda Lee. Sorry, there we go. So, Aunt Sally, great stream. Thank you, Chief Moody in chat. Well, thank you very much for watching, Aunt Sally. I really appreciate that. So there we all go. Yeah, there's a link for it. Perfect. So let me just see if I can get up YouTube real quick so I can play an outro song for tonight's episode. 8 o'clock, so his stream will be starting in just relatively shortly, so hold on one sec. Is it streaming? No, it's not streaming. That's fine. Right. Okay. So, what song to? I'll play this out. Just a bit of a chill, mellow type of song by Pogo. Hopefully, you guys will appreciate this song here as the outro. But once again, I really do appreciate you guys coming along and watching the stream. It's been awesome of you guys. I will be back on Thursday the... What date will that be? Thursday the 22nd for episode 14 of the Mood of the Nation podcast. So hope to see you all there, and we'll see from there. So again, thank you all very much for watching. This is Chief Moody. You have been watching the Mood of the Nation podcast. I will see you all on Thursday at 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. or no, sorry, 6 p.m. and we'll see you from there. So thank you very much for watching. Take care, stay safe, and good night. Thank you all again. Take care.
Reach the wizard. Reach the wizard. Reach the wizard.